A question I get a lot is how to do high screams. When I first got my screams down, I just assumed that highs would come with it, but I was way off. Every time I tried highs, I felt strained. I even got headaches and my neck and head muscles would cramp up. But after a bunch of trial and error and practicing in the shower while annoying my roommates, I finally figured it out. And it's actually pretty straightforward. You just need to do a couple of things. So first, if you want to learn how to do high screams, you have to first be able to create a basic false chord scream or fry scream. And if you don't know how to do that, I highly recommend clicking on the link in the description where I made a free screaming training that will show you how to safely perform both fry and false chord screams. Once you have one of your screams down, performing high screams boils down to just 4 main things. Number 1, smiling. This is a tip that I actually learned from clean singing. When you smile and show the top row of your teeth, it draws out the higher frequencies within any type of vocalization you do. So check this out. Even if I don't scream at all, you can hear how much the higher frequencies stand out when I smile versus when I don't. The next tip is that you have to use the ah and ya vowels. These are the brightest vowels that also help make the higher frequencies within your scream pop out. Not only do you want to use these vowels, you actually want to take it a step further and take all of the lyrics that you're screaming and replace all the vowels with ah or ya. And for example, instead of saying Mississippi, say Myasasapai. The next tip is to use what I call the third eye method. Imagine you have a third eye like TN or Yu-Gi-Oh! When you scream, imagine that you're shooting the scream out of your imaginary third eye. It can help to raise your eyebrows while doing this. The next tip is to focus on decreasing your resonant space. So the way that the physics of sound work is that if there's more space, then it leads to lower and deeper sounds. If there's less space, then it leads to higher sounds. So when you do these screams, try and focus on minimizing the space you have in your throat. Instead of thinking big, 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 think small, small, tight. Ow! Now, as a bonus tip to help you with your high screams, at first I'd recommend pushing about half as hard for your high screams as you do for your mid screams. In a lot of music videos, screamers make it seem like they're screaming with all their might when they're doing highs. And as a result, this has made many vocalists, including me, try and put a whole bunch of unnecessary force into our high screams to try and emulate these other vocalists. But in many cases, this causes us to overdo it and push us off balance from our sweet spot for both our fry and false chord screams. So instead, start with less force than necessary to make sure you're resonant and have the proper tone. Then you could focus on pushing that out more and getting a lot more volume.